six figures with joint venture investing. Let's get into this.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. 40 days, God, I've been Swayze. Grew the beard out, that ain't shady. That's a bird, man, I ain't baby. Talking hope out, that's so crazy. How I got a shot, raise the bean sprout up, put a crown up on her head so the boys seeing, no, that's a lady. If you ain't catch a double that time on the last rhyme, dog, I could help you. I got plenty more where that came from. When I brainstorm, I need
What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already, so we already own it, free and clear. Refinance to long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
What it do, baby? It's your partner Dale, looking oh so fresh, whole clean. You see that thing? Now, why you can't take that picture, y'all? It's gonna be your partner today, man. Be praying for Cliff won't be here for today. He had a death in the family, guys. Be praying for him and the family, guys. But I told him I have the whole ship, man. Let's get it in with the people, man. We're going to dive into a nice little subject today, guys. And I think that it is much needed when it comes to this type of climate. But before we get into that, guys, you know how we'll begin every single time. Let's dive right into our current market analysis, man. As the real estate market kind of changes every day, guys, we got to be flexible with our strategy, whether you are a buy flipper, buying holder, or a wholesaler, or even a subject to investor, you name it, or a private equity venture capital investor, you name it. We have to be flexible. We got to be flexible when it's coming to our strategy. So let's dive into this real quickly, guys. I want to invite in Patrick David, them man, as we going into the state of the economy concerning the current market analysis. A report came out by Goldman Sachs concerning about 4 cities, and it ties into our topic today, guys. So let's dive into this real quickly, man. Let's see what Patrick and his team is saying. Let's invite him in. Let's go.
Sachs's 4 cities will suffer a 2008 crash in home values. The story is from a couple days ago. They predict that home values will worsen through 2023 due to skyrocketing interest rates and declining housing prices. The firm predicts that San Jose, it's a lot of sands,
Wow.
San Diego, Austin, and Phoenix will see the most drastic decreases of over 25%, similar to 2008, just in 20.
Now, at the beginning of this whole debacle, when it was coming to the real estate space, I was the one saying that the city of Austin, which is the city of Texas, which has been really overinflated. So Goldman Sachs is now caught up to what was going on. I believe they actually realistically knew, and they're saying a 25% decrease. I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be around like 50% because Austin is severely inflated. It really is. Okay, that's just Austin. Now in California, another different story. Let's keep it going.
2023. Goldman Sachs expects interest rates to remain at elevated levels longer than currently priced, in which the 10-year Treasury yields peaking in 2023 and raising their forecast for the 30-year fixed mortgage to 6.5% by the end of 2023. The bank states that these cities will suffer the lowest prices this year because they become too detached from fundamentals during the COVID-19 pandemic housing boom. Tom, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Pat, this is what we've been saying, isn't it?
Whole time.
And this is just the first set. Now, Goldman Sachs has said, here's the first set, and these are the ones that are going to fall the farthest, so they're easiest to predict. Now, there's other places in the country that are stable. Like right now, Florida's prices are stable, kind of down 4.5%, what I was reading. And it's because there's still enough demand in Florida to keep them there, and there's not supply to push it down, but the transactions aren't happening. So this is just the beginning of what we've been talking about for 9 months. The interest rates, the overpriced market. Yes. And now here it comes. It's coming back. And the question is, the reason you have a crash, why do you have a crash? Because the price will fall until someone says, I'll buy it. That's how the auction,
That's the reason why you see a lot in the luxury area. There's a significant slowdown on the luxury side as well, because of the fact that, number one, normally on the luxury side, people are not really borrowing debt to buy it, but they understand those are most of the most sophisticated investors, and they're saying we're not going to buy it at this price point because we think it's inflated. So we're going to slow down and withhold what of us buying these properties. You now seeing to see that kind of bleed into the middle class area as well. Also, people are just not saying, hey, in the middle class area, which tends to deal a lot of the debt, as far as when it comes to FHA and things of that nature, the rates are too high. The cost of capital is too much. And wait and wait and wait until that correction realistically comes, as what Goldman Sachs is talking about. Then I move in. Here we go.
That's how an inverted auction crash works, is the prices keep dropping until somebody says, I'll buy it. Just like the price of art will keep going up at an auction at Christie's until somebody says, I'm out, that guy can have the painting.
That's correct.
It's the exact same thing, just in reverse. We saw this coming. We've been talking about it for a while.
Rob, can you pull this up? I'm about to send this to you, Adam. You can give some thoughts until he brings it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I actually kind of took the why these 4 cities. We've all seen what's happening in South Florida, especially in Florida.
Listen.
What goes boom must go bust.
Yeah.
Except for I think in South Florida, and where I'm kind of going with this is East Coast versus West Coast. Everyone on the East Coast, anyone in the Northeast, and if you're New York, Boston, Jersey, everyone is coming down to South Florida. They call Miami the 6th borough.
That's correct.
Because they're not going to Atlanta, they're not going to South Carolina, they're not even going to North Carolina. Some people are. But everyone on the East Coast, it says, screw it, we're going south to Florida. All right, cool. So we can put that aside. Everyone on the West Coast, there's so many different options out there. If you're in California, you can go north to Oregon. You go north to Seattle. You go a little bit further east. Now you're in Vegas. Go south, you're in Texas. Like, there's so many different options out there. But each of these 4 cities, I was kind of going through this with my buddy Joe, who's here today. Shout out to Joe. And each of these cities have actually a very nuanced approach. So if you're looking at San Jose, San Jose is what, 20 minutes outside of San Francisco?
Yeah.
Hello, tech jobs. We're seeing what's happening in the tech space. Microsoft, Google, the list goes on and on about how many people are getting cut from their jobs.
So now he's talking about layoffs and cuts in the tech space. The tech space in California's mainstay is the Silicon Valley tech. People are flocking to the Texas. They're flocking to the Florida. Wow, those have more robust industries, guys. Which by doing that, you see a lot of Californians flooding into the Austin area, hence the overinflation of the Austin area, because people have been building in that area before this whole thing began. Of course, the inflated price point, people buying. We declined a lot of transactions in the Austin area because it didn't make any sense.
10,000 jobs being cut. Okay, so that's tech. The Austin, same thing with tech, right? Isn't Austin a tech bubble as well?
Yes. Yeah.
So, and it's also, what do they say? Keep Austin
Very
weird.
Good point you're making.
Yeah.
Then they call Austin Texafornia.
Yes, they do.
So,
Yes, they do.
And then obviously everything that's going on in California. Shout out to Gavin Newsom for being the U-Haul Employee of the Year for the 2 years running. Shout out to you.
Good job, buddy.
MVP.
Amazing with him, MVP. California politics, the cost of living, it's crazy. San Diego, weird city, beautiful city, expensive though.
Yeah.
Why are you moving to San Diego? What's the industry in San Diego? Last but not least, this is something that could raise a different conversation. Phoenix. How much of that is immigration? How much of that is immigration? Basically, people saying, I don't like what's going on here in Phoenix. So each of these cities are very weird, but back to your point, Tom, the underlying tone here is interest rates, inflation, cost of living for sure. Yeah. But then there's a multitude of factors.
I would say to you, stay classy when you talk about San Diego. It's a little offensive. Can we go to
a whale's vagina?
Can we go?
So guys, I wanted to bring them in. I like what Valuetainment is realistically doing. They really give out good information, non-spinning information concerning the real estate market. Patrick is more of an insurance guy, but I trust his intellect because he makes a lot more sense when it comes to management, things of that nature. And also Tom, good friend of mine, Tom, he's very wise as well. I wanted to kind of dive into that because they give out really good information concerning what's going on in the market. But guys, let's dive into our subject today. Remember, today we actually are diving into something that I actually like, which is, and I'm gonna change this whole view. Is that better, guys? I know I got a big face on there, but anyways, I wanted to kind of dive into a topic real quickly, and it's how to make 6 figures with joint venture investing. Now, the reason why I actually played that clip from Valuetainment is because of the fact that it made more sense because it lets you know exactly what's going on in those mainstay areas. So you have those silicon areas, California, Austin. I'm in Texas. A lot of Californians are flocking into Austin. So now you have an inflated economy, specifically the real estate space. But now it's beginning to contract. It's already been contracting, but now the powers that be are now acknowledging that it is contracting, and it seriously is, guys. So probably one of the most interesting, more powerful investment strategies moving forward is going to be joint venture investing strategies. Okay. And I'm going to unpack what this is. You can literally make six figures with joint venture investing, grow your balance sheet and your cash flow at the exact same time while mitigating your risk. Yes, that's easy to do with the right partner. Now let's talk about our 3 points. Remember, our investment strategy is real simple. It is insure, number one, then it's leverage properly, number two, and then protect, number three. In that order: insure, leverage, protect. Every strategy, no matter the business model, you're going to have these 3 points. If you negate one of these points, you're going to get hosed, okay? Because then you are exposed. So let's dive into this real fast. So let's look at a joint venture strategy, guys. I actually have a thing that I prepared for you guys. I want to make sure that here we go. Boom. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's walk through this real fast. This is an example of a joint venture strategy, okay? A very simple thing to do. Then I'm going to walk you through some numbers as well, okay? So let's understand the nuance, the construction of it, okay? Any business is all about solving problems. It's about solving problems. That's it. So let's look at an example of what this is, okay? Write this down, take a picture of it, whatever you want to do, write it down, okay? Now, typically you have the investor. Typically that is the real estate investor. That's normally you. Or if you're a joint venture investor, you are getting approached by a real estate investor, okay? And what are the investor opportunities? No problem. SFR property, which is single family residences, properties. You also have commercial properties, apartment complexes, and new construction. Those are really the four mainstay opportunities that an investor will bring to a JV investor. So now let's go up to the JV opportunity, the JV investor. Okay. Well, so why is the JV investor so valuable? Very simple. That JV investor actually has the capital that you need. All right. They also have the balance sheet that you need as well. Okay. The balance sheet and the experience. Okay. Number three, they have the great credit profile. More than ever, you need a good credit profile, whether it be you as the real estate investor and or the JV investor, okay? But those top two things, capital and balance sheet, which shows the experience, you're going to need that, and the JV investor brings that to the table, all right? Now let's go down here real fast. Now what's the partnership opportunity? It's real simple, guys, okay? There's a profit sharing opportunity, okay? You can profit share, okay? All right, number two, balance sheet growth. You and the JV investor can at the exact same time grow your balance sheet. Number three, with the growth in balance sheet, you have a growth in cash flow. So now both your JV partner and you have the opportunity to grow your cash flow. And cash flow is king. And number four, you have a long-term partner. Guys, last time I checked, if you bring in a partner and the deal is executed at a high level and both partners make money, it's safe to say that other partner is going to want to do business with you again, right? Because you are making them money. You have a long-term partner involved, if that makes some sense, guys. And then lastly, guys, what's the success? Okay, what's success for both you and the JV investor partner, okay? Simple. Ownership of the property. You both own the property together, all right? So that means the equity, all that, you guys share that. All right. Now you got experience. Number two, again, balance sheet growth. You added a asset to both of you guys' balance sheet. All right. Number three, you have a cash flow opportunity as well. You can turn that asset into an income producing asset, whether it is leasing, seller financing, flipping, whatever you guys want to do, you actually have that at your disposal right now. And that's good for you as an investor. Now, a lot of the times, guys, the JV investor, like myself, what we'll do is if the deal is sweet enough, we'll bring the debt to acquire the property and also the debt to increase the value of the property through renovation or construction. We'll bring 100% of the debt, which means you just bring the opportunity, we bring the money, and we profit split. That's pretty cool. So you really have very little at risk if the deal's sweet enough. You have very little at risk if you do it this way, but you get to maximize the growth in the balance sheet, which is also experience, the equity, which is also a leverage portion for you as well, which increases your net worth, and the cash flow. Guys, it's real simple. All right, guys. So let's actually walk through an example of this. All right, real quickly. I was going to have like a little spreadsheet, guys, but that would have been a little bit too hard to kind of explain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a simple calculator, and we're going to walk through this fairly easily and fairly quickly. Okay, let me bring this up real fast. A simple calculator. Let's walk through this thing. So can I make it a little bigger? Nope, we're gonna make it like this here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, guys. Real simple. I'm gonna use real simple numbers. Simplicity is the key. Simplicity is the key. And guys, DM me. I also want to say shout out to Immaculate Karima. She's been sending me so many transactions, guys. So shout out to her as well on this. She gets this. So let's just say, for instance, guys, on this, you have a property right now. It's worth $200,000. The after repair value of the ARV is $200,000. All right. You want a joint venture partner. You are acquiring the property for, let's say, $100,000. Okay. And you're putting 10 grand into it. Real simple. So you're all in. Okay. And you're all in right now. I'm going to do this. You're all in at 110,000, right? Because you bought it for 100. You put 10 into it. Okay. You're all in 110. And so now so your JV partner brings the 110. Okay. For instance, I would bring the 110. Okay. So here we go. $200,000. Okay. All right. $200,000. Typically at post renovation, you can only get about 75% of the ARV. So if $200,000 is your ARV, you do $200,000. All right. Times 75%. All right. You have that's $150,000. Now remember, you're all in at 110, right? You're all in at 110. So 150 again minus the 110, right? So now there's a $40,000 profit there. Now again, you're refinancing. So that 40 grand is not taxed at all because why? It's debt. So you're using debt to pay off previous debt. You can't tax debt. So that $40,000, guys, is literal profit for you and your JV partner. Now watch this. Now let's just say, for instance, the profit split is 50-50. Okay. So again, $40,000 divided by 2 is what? $20,000. So you've made $20,000, right? That's in your pocket. That's not a bad deal, right? You good. Also, what are also some of the things as well? Remember, the property is worth $200,000, right? Now you in it at 150, right? So 150. Now what's going on? You have $50,000 worth of equity in the deal. So your net worth has grown 50,000. If you divide it by 2, really 25,000. So it's grown up, divide that by 2. All right. It is grown to 25,000. That's not bad, right, guys? So now you just brought the deal to a JV investor. The deal was sweet enough. The JV investor brought all the debt. You guys negotiated a profit split. Let's just say, for example, it's 50-50. You made $20,000. None of that is tax up front. You got to make 20 grand. You've increased your net worth of the $25,000. And that's not it, guys. Let's just say, for instance, guys, with your strategy, you are cash flowing, let's say, $200 a month. All right? $200 a month. There you go. $200 divided by 2, right? Is $100 a month. And you're making $100 a month cash flow. $100 a month times 12. For those in the back row, you're making $1,200 annually on an asset that you have no debt, nothing. You just brought the deal. You perform well with your JV partner. You've increased your network of 25,000. You put 20 grand in the bank, and your cash flow $100 a month, which is $1,200 annually. Not a bad deal, is it? That is the power of a JV partner. Now, watch this. Now, remember, you made $20,000, right, on this deal. Remember, we said 6 figures, right? 6 figures. Let's say, for instance, you did this, I don't know, 5 times in the year. You've now made $100,000 with this example, tax free, right? And you've added an additional $500 $500 a month cash flow. So let's look at the cash flow. So you're making 6 figures that you made up front, right? Boom. Remember the equity was 25,000. 25,000 times 5 is what? So now you've grown your net worth up from $0 to $125,000 in net worth, right? Because of the equity there in that example, right? Good stuff. So you made 6 figures, 100,000. You grew your net worth up to $125,000. Now watch this. Now remember, the monthly cash flow was $100 a month. That times 5, guys, it's $500 a month, right? Now I'm being real simple. $500 a month. $500 a month, right? Times 12. So now you're making $6,000 annually. $6,000 annually. That's not bad. And all the new that you actually received, guys, eats up all that in taxes. That's another lesson. So all this is being generated directly tax free, all of it, and all you did was just partner with a JV investor. All you did. It's not a bad deal, is it, guys? Not at all. So I hope this was eventful. I hope that I presented some good information to you guys. It's real simple. Remember our whole thing, guys. Remember it. I want you to burn it on your brain. What do we do, guys? What do we do here? We insure, leverage, and then protect. That's how we do it. How do you ensure success? The JV partner has the capital, the balance sheet, and the credit profile. That may be you as well also. Number 2, you leverage property. That just means you actually buy right. That's all that means. And then number 3, you protect. How do you protect yourself? Very simple. Refinance the long-term debt because you bought it right. Right? And you have a JV partner there. If something was to happen, you have wise counsel there, guys. Don't be so committed to making all the money. Don't be committed to just making all the money. That's how you go broke. Let's just say, for instance, guys, one last thing real fast, and then we'll be done, okay? Let's just say, for instance, guys, okay, your JV partner says, no, I don't want to do 50-50. I want to do 60-40, 70-30, 70-30. All right, no problem. Remember that example of $40,000 was the actual profit, right? Okay, no problem. Let's say, for instance, 70-30. Let's say, for instance, yours is 30%. No problem. You made $12,000. You made $12,000. 12 times 5. Well, I said 12 times. I'm used to saying 5. You made $60,000. You made $60,000, and you cash flowing as well. Okay, no problem. Remember, the cash was $200 a month. That times 30%, guys. Okay, you make $60 a month. Okay, that times 5. All right, no problem. Cool. You're making $300 a month. I don't see what the problem is. But that's how you kind of work a deal with a JV investor. There's so much power in JV investing because you are sharing responsibility and you have access to that wise counsel, guys. So you want to make 100% of nothing or 30 or 40% of $40,000. You be the judge of that, right? But guys, that's all I had for today. Man, I hope that I actually added some value. And just to let you guys know something real quickly, guys, I'm gonna share something else with you real fast. You may say, Dale, I don't know how to do this. Help me out with this. No problem with it at all, babe. We got you. We got you. Ain't no problem. We got you. I want to show you something real fast as well, guys. It's for me, the one thing that I actually like a lot, guys, is I actually like for someone to actually help train me. I love that. And so I want to show you guys this real quickly here. Let's go down here. No, I don't have it. No problem. No, I don't have it. Anyways, I thought I had it ready to go, but it's not. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. It's just I want you guys to see there is power in joint ventures, guys. Don't be so committed, guys, to you make all the money. That's how you go broke. All right, and put it like this, and I end it on this. Every IPO, initial public offering, okay, or even companies that are actually on the market or actually being publicly traded, there's not one partner. There's several partners. If that's the case, if you need a partner, real estate is a good way to get that going that way, guys. But guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope I added some value to you today. If you have any questions, please DM me. No matter what platform you're on, guys, DM me. I help out as much as I can. If I could be of any assistance, be of any guidance at all, guys, just reach out to me. I am just a short phone call away. Now, I end it every time. Before you leave and while you can. And yes, I will be posting this live so you can rewatch it again, guys. But before you leave and while you can, take that damn picture and give it to your mama now. All right, guys. Now say it with your chest and with your partner. All right, y'all. Now holla at your partner. See y'all next week. Peace.
God give thanks. Whoa. Bless God give thanks. Bless God give thanks. Whoa. Bless God give thanks. Whoa. Big God, big grace.